women's club before he starts picking us up for school.
Oh, see.
Is Dad around?
Mom? I thought you'd already left for school.
The school bus isn't here yet.
Well, shouldn't you be down there waiting at the stop for it?
This is Mr. Kramer's late day.
What does that mean?
Today's the day Mr. Kramer takes Mrs. Kramer to the women's club before he starts picking us up for school.
Oh, see.
Is Dad around?
No, honey, I think he's in the stable. What is it?
I have to talk to Dad about something.
Well, I do.
No, I have to talk to Dad.
Well, can't it wait till after school?
I want to ask Dad if I can take his medal to school to show the other kids. Do you think Dad will let me?
You see this medal? This piece of tin and ribbon that's supposed to do me honor, but it doesn't mean a thing. Not a blessed thing.
Honey, that's not true.
Jenny, he gave the same medal to Elliot Carrington. To Elliot Carrington! You realize what that means? This medal makes a mockery of every brave act performed in the service of our country.
Mom, what's wrong?
Nothing, honey.
What about the medal? Do you think Dad will let me show it off?
Made fresh coffee. It'll be ready soon.
I saw Buddy Coleman earlier.
It's nice.
I invited him and Wanda to have supper with us tonight.
What'd you do that for?
Because you haven't talked to me for 2 days. I'm getting tired of the silence. I thought maybe having some company for supper would help us.
Tired of sulking with your horses, honey?
Come on, Reena.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not cooking any dinner for Wanda or Buddy.
I'll cook.
Fine. Hope you have a good time.
What do you mean?
Me, I'm not going to be here.
Well, where are you going off to?
Going to Houston?
What for? To help Iris Wheeler plan another one of her fancy parties?
You know, Terry, it's still not too late to change your mind and stay here in Houston instead of transferring over to the Paris office, you know?
And missed the chance of meeting the love of my life? No way.
Hey, don't believe everything you hear about Paris, all right?
Okay. Anyway, how would you explain to the lovely Miss Ashley Linden that you wouldn't be needing her services after all?
Well, I'm sure Ashley would understand.
Don't count on it. Now, Ashley is counting on this job, and I don't think she cottons much to disappointment.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, good morning, Ashley.
I am so excited about my new job as Alex Wheeler's executive secretary.
Still not losing any sleep, are you?
Oh, no, none of that. Am I late?
Nope, right on time. Terry and I usually get here a little early.
Oh, I remember that. Am I interrupting anything?
No, not at all. What do you have there?
Oh, just some little things I took off my desk in PR.
Oh, moving in already?
Is Mr. Wheeler in?
No, Alex will be coming by this afternoon to say hello and welcome you officially.
Well, now, isn't that nice?
I noticed you got to meet with Alex socially at his birthday party Friday night.
That was such a thrill and such a lovely party.
Yes, it was. Well, I've got a lot of work to do.
Is there anything I should do?
No, I've already spoken to Terry, and she's going to show you the ropes. Should take about a week to get the office routine down, but with Terry helping you out, I'm sure it won't be any problem.
No, I'm sure it won't be.
I'm leaving you in very good hands. See ya.
Bye-bye.
So, you got what you wanted.
I usually do.
Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
Maybe maybe you should talk to your father some other time about showing the medal.
But I already told the kids at school that Colonel Austin was going to give Dad the medal on Friday.
You don't have to bring it in today.
Do you think Dad won't trust me with it?
I'm sure your father would trust you.
Because I promise I won't lose it. I'm real careful with things, and I'll be extra careful with Dad's medal.
It's not the problem, Steve. I just think that your father doesn't want to make a big deal of it.
But it is a big deal.
What's a big deal?
The medal Dad got. You know, none of the other kids' fathers have one.
I don't want you to miss the bus, okay?
But what about the
We'll
medal?
talk to your father about it tonight, okay?
But, Mom...
I said we'll talk about it later. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you. Now run along before you miss the bus.
Okay.
I love you.
What is going on?
It was very thoughtful, Dennis. Bringing ballpoint pens and legal pads. All these presents I've received, this robe. Paige wants to bring me plaids. I'm going to have to sit down and write thank you notes to everyone who's been so kind.
Good idea. Listen, I'll just put these things in your drawer.
Dennis.
The medal.
You know about it.
Colonel Austin told me about it. But you weren't going to tell me about it, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Why not?
Because I'm not worthy.
Well, obviously, the United States government feels otherwise.
Dennis, I tried to kill a man.
That has nothing to do with the courage you showed in Cambodia.
Doesn't it? Somehow there's an insidious link between what went on in Cambodia and what's gone on in Houston.
Well, Colonel Austin thinks you deserve the medal.
Does he?
He thought I should know. Look, Dad, whatever happened, you should be proud of this medal just like I am.
Dennis, that medal was forged with human blood and pain, and if it's all the same with you, I would just rather not talk about it.
Fine. I understand.
You would have had a better time at Iris's party if you hadn't stood in the corner all night glaring at people.
I wasn't glaring.
Well, at least you could have made an effort to talk to people, try to have a good time.
I didn't see anybody I wanted to talk to.
Well, how do you know that if you didn't try?
I didn't know most of them people, and the ones I did know, I didn't care to strike up a conversation with.
Since when don't you care about my mother and father?
I wasn't including them. Now, look, Reena, honey, we've been arguing about this all weekend long. Now, just can't we forget that this ever happened?
Oh, it's easy for you to say, Max. But if I was the one that left you high and dry out in the middle of the night, no way to get back to the ranch, I doubt if you'd be willing to forgive and forget.
Iris Wheeler's chauffeur, he drove you home, didn't he? So what's the big deal?
The big deal is that everyone saw me stranded by my husband.
Well, if you're so concerned about what people think, why didn't you just say you want to stay in Houston with your mom and your daddy?
What? And give you the chance of accusing me of deserting you and running back to Stryker?
I wouldn't have done that.
Oh, good. Maybe I'll stay with them tonight.
What about Buddy and Wanda?
What about them?
Well, they're coming for supper.
It's your problem.
Oh, come on, Reena, honey. These are real nice folks, and, well, they're easy to talk to.
Oh, sure. If we want to talk about how rough it is on the rodeo circuit.
That's not all they can talk about. Besides, Reena, I thought that you wanted to spend some time with some friends and have some fun.
Discussing how to get a calf roped and tied under 10 seconds is not my idea of fun. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Honey.
What now?
Look, why don't we just put all this bickering behind us and start over again? Now, you and I, we love each other too much to fight over these silly things.
I don't like fighting either, Max.
I apologize for my behavior on Friday night. And I'm very sorry for any words of anger I may have spoken to you. Do you forgive me?
Max. I'm sorry I was so stubborn. Just trying to bring some fun into our lives.
I think that I've got a little bit better idea how to spend our time.
What's that?
Let's start a family right now.
Been through that before, Max.
Well, we just talked about it a little.
And I told you I wasn't ready to have a baby.
Well, I'm not talking about tomorrow or the next day. Listen, we'll have 9 months to get used to it.
9 months? Honey, I'll need a year or two at least.
A year or two?
Yes, I thought you knew that.
No. I didn't know that. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
You seem to be discouraging Steve from being proud of his father.
I'm trying to discourage him from discussing the medal with Barrett.
But it's the biggest thing in the boy's life now.
I know that. It's just that I'm afraid of Barrett's reaction to Steve's questions.
I don't understand.
Colonel Austin's visit deeply disturbed Barrett.
I didn't notice anything.
It's almost as if it brought back all those horrible experiences that he's been trying to suppress.
Now, have you seen any evidence of that?
I know from time to time that Barrett's going to be anxious about things that normally wouldn't bother him.
Well, that's to be expected after all he's been through.
More and more, I've come to realize the fact that Barrett will never be totally adjusted. No one can expect him to put those experiences behind him. And we're going to have to wait and deal with the problems as they arise.
Is there anything I can do, honey?
I don't think so. Not now, anyway. We'll just have to wait and hope.
What's the big powwow about? Are you all right, Jim?
Yes, Barry.
You're not having any problems with the baby, are you?
The baby's fine.
You sure there aren't any complications that you're not telling me about? I'm still worried that you haven't fully recovered from when Songbird threw you.
I'm fine. Really, I'm fine.
Dennis, you're one of the few pleasant things in my life. Why don't we spend the time we have together talking about happier things?
Sure, Dad, whatever you want to talk about.
Well, tell me, how was Alex's birthday party the other night?
It's all right.
Did Paige enjoy herself?
Yeah, she was a little nervous, but anyone would be nervous if they were under inspection by their new in-laws.
Oh. She's still having to prove herself to them?
With Mom, you're always under inspection.
I suppose that's true. Well, what other news have you?
Well, Paige and I are moving into our new apartment tomorrow.
Well, I'm very glad you found one to your liking. Where is it?
It's right here in town. It's an apartment complex called the Aquarius.
It doesn't have a zodiac motif.
No. Actually, it's quite large. It has 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, good-sized living room, pool.
Sounds very nice. Wish I could see it.
You will. Dad, I want you to move in with Paige and me for a while when you get out of the hospital.
Oh, no, Dennis.
Now, wait a minute. Before you have a chance to say no, I want you to know I've given it a great deal of thought. I think it's the best thing possible. First of all, the doctors will be more willing to release you if they think you're moving in with me.
Perfect. Released to the custody of my son.
And second of all, I want my dad around for a while so that we can get reacquainted under normal circumstances.
Well, what about your recent bride? Is she looking forward to the prospect of having your father underfoot?
Paige, she won't mind.
You mean you haven't told her yet?
I wanted to talk to you first. Okay, Dad? Look, there are 2 bedrooms, so there'll be plenty of room.
Fine. Now we only have one problem. Getting me released. Perhaps we should petition the president for some kind of clemency for the insane and mentally disabled.
Dad, don't talk like that, all right? Look, I've spoken with Stryker Bellman, and I'm going to arrange to get you released. We're going to get you out of here. That is a promise.
Hallie? It's Reena. Fine, thank you. Is Stryker there? Hi, Daddy.
Hi, honey. How's my little girl today?
Terrible.
Well, what's wrong?
Max and I have been fighting all weekend, Daddy.
Oh, now listen, married couples do argue from time to
Daddy,
time.
I just got to talk to you, honey.
Don't fly off the handle. Just tell me what's on your mind.
You come out to the cabin?
Well, I'm not sure, honey.
Daddy, I've been out riding for the last 2 hours trying to figure my way out of this mess, and I can't do it by myself.
Now, listen, why don't you just talk it over with Max real calm?
I can't! Daddy, we start out talking, but we just end up, one of us going out of the room and slamming the door. Now, Daddy, please, you just gotta come. I'd go into town, but I think it would just make matters worse.
Well, now, you know that your mother doesn't think very kindly about me getting mixed up in your problems with Max.
This is important, Daddy.
I know.
Daddy, you just gotta come out here. Unless you're willing to take responsibility for my marriage breaking up.
Oh, all right. All right, I'll rearrange some appointments and I'll get out there as fast as I can. But now listen, it's not gonna be until this afternoon.
It's fine. Thank you, Daddy.
Jenny and I were just trying to decide what to have for supper.
From the looks on you two, tonight's menu must be a serious problem.
Well, now, you men never realize that it isn't easy to come up with something different each night for dinner.
I guess I don't.
Well, I think I'll go out and check the garden. That always gives me an idea.
Don't forget, Steve has a track meet on Saturday.
I might have to miss it this time.
Oh, he'll be disappointed. He always counts on us being there.
I know, sweetheart. But I can't be there for every one of his track meets.
Well, that's all right if there's a good reason. Is there?
Yes.
Well, if you're busy with ranch work, I'll go with Wanda.
You'll probably want me to wear that damn medal if I go. That's all he's talked about all weekend.
He's very proud of you.
Proud of me or the medal?
Well, as far as Steve's concerned, it's the same thing.
That medal doesn't mean a thing to me.
All right. You'll be able to tell him that?
Maybe I should.
Will you be able to explain it to him so he can understand? He's only a child.
Maybe it's time he grew up.
How are you, Dennis?
Fine. It's good to see you again, Colonel.
Thank you. Did you see your father?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Dr. De Silva's with him now.
I know. I'm waiting to go in, too. We're not giving him any rest, are we?
I'm sure he'd rather have visitors than stare at the 4 walls.
Mm-hmm. Well, how's he doing?
Well enough to be released, I think.
Well, good.
As a matter of fact, I've got a meeting with Stryker Bellman this afternoon to discuss his release.
Uh-huh. Now, that's Victoria Bellman's husband?
That's right. He's my father's attorney for Alex Wheeler.
Uh-huh. Well, do you think it's going to be hard to get your father released?
I honestly don't know, Colonel. I imagine that hinges on what the doctors have to say.
Uh-huh. Well, I spoke with Dr. De Silva yesterday.
Well, I'm anxious to hear what he had to say.
Well, the main problem seems to be that your dad can't remember what happened just before the copter crash that put him in the hospital. Other than that, the doctor says he seems to be doing fine.
I saw the medal you gave him.
Well, that's a good sign.
I don't know. He didn't show it to me. I discovered it by accident when I looked in a drawer by the side of his bed. He doesn't think he's worthy of it, Colonel.
You mean because he tried to kill Alex Wheeler?
That's what he said.
Well, do you think there's something more to it than that?
I don't know. Do you think it has something to do with what happened in that prison camp in Cambodia? I mean, the fact that Barrett Marshall is convinced he's a traitor?
I don't know. He's holding something back.
What do you think that is?
I don't know what it is, but I've got to find out exactly what happened in that camp in Cambodia.
Colonel Austin?
Yes?
Dr. De Silva's finished with Mr. Carrington. You can go in now.
Fine, thanks very much. I'll see you, Dennis.
Thank you.
Are these the ones you wanted, Terry?
Oh, right. Now, these are form letters for the word processor.
Now, which ones do you want me to program?
Well, I'll go over all that with you later. Right now, I'm starved, and I'm going to go have some lunch. But Ryan's in Alex's office. If he needs anything, tell him I won't be longer than a half hour. Oh, I forgot. Also tell him I set up that conference for 2:30.
Oh, I'll tell him.
Ginny, it's Ryan. Ginny, don't hang up. I have to talk to you. Ginny, please, I have to talk to you.
You told me you were leaving town.
Yeah, I know that.
We agreed that that would be the best thing for everyone.
Ginny, I'm not leaving.
It was all settled, Ryan. Is something wrong with Alex or at World Oil?
No, I'm staying because of you.
I don't want that. I've made up my mind to be Barrett's wife. You and I have nothing to do with each other's lives now. That's the way it has to be.
Look, I just can't accept that now.
You have to accept it. You have no choice.
I have to see you. I have to talk to you. Look, Ginny, everything's changed now. We have to meet somewhere and talk things out. We just can't leave it the way it is. And I love you. I'm not going to let you go, Ginny. Please, listen to me. Ginny.
Don't do this to me, Ryan. Leave Houston the way you said you would. Please, stay out of my life.
I don't think that's what you want.
Doesn't matter what I want. That's the way it has to be.
Barrett?
Oh, hi, Grandma.
I thought you might like a break.
I do. This bookkeeping is endless.
Well, can you spare the time?
Sure, I'm almost done for now.
You've been working too hard these past few weeks.
There is no such thing as working too hard, especially not on a ranch.
That's what your grandfather used to say.
I remember the good deal of the advice that Grandpa used to give.
Well, it wasn't just advice. He practiced what he preached.
I wish he was still alive.
He'd be so proud of you.
If you're talking about the medal, I'm not too sure.
Of course he'd be proud. You're carrying on the brave family tradition.
Brave deeds and medals have their cost, Grandma.
Is that why you've been working so hard? To keep from remembering some of those things that went on.
I can't put anything past you, can I?
Did Colonel Austin's visit stir up any of those memories you'd rather let lie?
No, Grandma. It's not Colonel Austin. It's Elliot Carrington.
What has Elliot Carrington got to do with anything?
Colonel Austin gave Carrington the same medal he gave me, the Distinguished Service Medal. Carrington's a civilian, an adventurer in search of an exciting story who just happened along at a moment in history. Makes a mockery of the presentation.
It doesn't detract from your bravery.
Yes, it does. Makes it meaningless for me. Carrington's a traitor, Grandma. That's what makes the difference.
Well, but the government people don't consider him to be a traitor.
I know. That makes it even worse.
Well, I'm surprised you're still in town. Well, I'm going back to Washington in 2 or 3 days. I just saw your son in the waiting room.
Oh, yes? Did
you get a chance to talk?
No, he had an appointment.
Yes, he's trying to secure my release.
He's a fine young man. You must be very proud of him.
Yes. Yes, I am. He's the one positive contribution I've made to the world.
Well, not to take anything away from your son, but I think you've made a few other positive contributions.
Did you, see your friends in Galveston?
Yes, we got together quite a reunion with my family and some of my old war buddies from Korea.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was. I don't think I've recovered yet.
Well, then you've finished your business here in Houston.
Yes, on Friday I presented the Distinguished Service Medal to Barrett Marshall.
And then, right out of the blue, he announces that he invited Wanda and Buddy Coleman over for dinner.
Well, they're nice people.
Oh, honestly, Daddy. Buddy's a broken-down cowboy who should have left the rodeo years ago. And Wanda's a broken-down cowboy's wife who's on the sauce.
I think you're being a little harsh, Rena, as well as a bit unkind.
Well, what am I supposed to talk to them about? Cow punching?
Sounds to me like you've got the same problem that Max had at Iris's party on Friday night.
No, it's not the same at all, Daddy. There were lots of people at that party. And if Max wanted to, he could have found something to say to somebody if he tried, instead of holding up in the corner like a wallflower.
Listen, now, you promised your mama and me that you were going to try to compromise with Max.
Daddy, I am trying.
Well, having the Colemans over for supper is a good step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah, one step and then another step.
Oh, now, it won't be that bad.
Won't it? I'm beginning to feel that I have to give up everything, and that's not compromising. Now he started talking about... he started all this business about having a family.
Well, you told me that that's why you wanted to build the house in such a hurry.
I still don't have my house. Don't even have the plans yet.
Max has agreed to buy the land from Kate Marshall.
Daddy, I'm realizing that what's really important to Max is that land. Before I know it, he'll probably decide that he wants us to keep on living in the cabin so he can use the land for cattle raising.
Well, Max said that he was going to build your house on that land.
Daddy, every time I mention it, he says, let's talk about it later. Talk about it later.
Maybe if you'd agree to start a family, he'd agree to start work on the house. Now, what's wrong with that? It seems to me like a perfectly fair compromise.
What's wrong with that is that I'm just not ready to have a baby now. House or no house, I'm not ready.
You told me that you wanted to have a family.
Changed my mind.
Well, does that mean that you don't ever want to have a family?
Not for now, no. Daddy, it's easy for you and Max to say, gee, you know, how nice it would be to have kids. But I'm the one who's going to be pregnant. Max isn't the one who's going to have to change that baby's diapers and feed him every day. I'm the one. Daddy, I'm sorry if it sounds selfish of me, but I'm just not ready to settle down yet. I'm not ready for that lifestyle.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be a wise idea to have a child if you feel this way about it.
Daddy, I'm so afraid of ending up like Wanda. Having Lord knows how many kids, worrying about trying to make ends meet, going out one Saturday night out of the month to the Dewdrop Inn to get rip-roaring drunk.
Now, baby, you are not going to end up like Wanda. You've been raised entirely different.
It doesn't matter, Daddy. That's where this lifestyle is headed. I see it so clearly. It scares me half to death.
Honey, what do you want me to do?
I don't know if there's any way I can make Max understand how I feel, but maybe you can't. You try.
Kate, let me take that.
Oh, thank you, Max. Oh, that bag gets heavier every time I go shopping.
Must be the heavier prices each time that weigh it down.
Well, you may be right. I was thinking about you on the way home.
Yeah, good thoughts, I hope.
I ran into Bunny Coleman at the store. Said you've been acting kind of funny lately.
Is that how he put it?
Maxie's worried about you.
Well, the reason for that, Kate, is because I invited Buddy and Wanda over for supper tonight, but I had to uninvite them because Reena threw such a fit.
Well, didn't you talk it over with Reena beforehand?
I didn't think I had to.
Max, you can't go springing things like that on her, especially when she's not been used to it.
I thought it'd be a nice surprise.
Well, now you know better.
Well, with Reena, I don't think you'll ever know. I mean, I swear, Kate, she changes her mind faster than lightning. You think you got something all straight, and then bam, you're right back where you started.
Seems to me as if your problems have more to do than with supper plans.
Yeah, well, it's nothing a family wouldn't solve.
What are you talking about?
I want a family, Kate, but Reena's decided she don't.
Honey, now she's the one that has to carry that child for 9 months. If she's not ready to make that commitment, don't you push her.
There's nothing to be afraid of, Kate, is there? I mean, my mama, she carried 4 kids.
There's a big difference between your mama and Reena. Erna Decker grew up thinking that all there was in this world for her was to have kids. Reena thinks there's something more.
Do you think there's something more?
Now, one of the joys of my life was having my children. Taking care of them, watching them grow.
There you go.
But I wouldn't have wanted anybody to tell me that. I had to find out about it on my own, in my own time. And so does Reena.
Do you think she'll come around to the idea eventually?
Probably. Yeah. Now, as far as your problems are concerned, talking about is the only solution. Having a baby is not the answer.
Sorry I'm late. Where are Terry and Ashley?
Well, Alex, as long as you weren't here, Terry took Ashley down to legal to introduce her to some of the people she's going to have to be dealing with. I was wondering where you were.
Well, Iris wanted me to go to lunch with her at the country club, and I couldn't say no.
Oh, so that's good. The two of you are starting to get along again, right?
Things couldn't be better. But I noticed that you're looking less than cheerful today.
Am I?
Mm-hmm. How are things going with you and Ginny?
Well, to tell you the truth, not very well.
The other day when you told me that you changed your mind about leaving because Ginny was pregnant, have you spoken to her about it?
Yeah, I called her today.
And?
And I told her I wanted her to see me. And she refused. And she hung up on me.
What now?
Now? I don't know.
How long will Ashley's meeting with Alex last?
Not long. It's really not a meeting. Alex just felt he should have a little chat with Ashley, make her feel at home, you know?
I think she already feels quite at home.
Yeah, she seems to be catching along very quickly.
Very.
Hey, look, Terry, are you having any problems with Ashley that I could help you with?
No, nothing you could do anything about.
Well, you don't seem to like her. Now, why is that?
Well, I'm not the president of her fan club, if that's what you mean.
Look, Terry, did you know Ashley before she came up for this job?
Not really. Not once or twice. I was having lunch with some friends, and she came along.
Okay, did you ever have a run-in with her?
No.
Then why don't you like her?
I don't know. It's just the way Ashley is.
Well, she seems to me very bright, very personable, ambitious. I mean, what more do you want?
You forgot pretty.
Okay, she's pretty. And she happens to have an excellent work record at World Oil. Now, the reason I'm asking all this is important that Alex and I know if you have anything specific against her. Now, do you?
Nothing specific. I just don't think you should be so trusting.
Oh, Mr. Wheeler, thank you so much for being so kind.
It's good to have you working here, actually. Ryan, I put those statistics on our boil on my desk.
Fine, I'll have the letters out today, okay?
Good. Well, I better get going and see what Iris has planned for me this evening.
All right.
Bye-bye, gang.
See you
Have a
later.
good time. Okay. Well, now, how'd your meeting go with Alex?
Oh, it went very well. No, I don't think we're going to have any trouble at all. Everything's fine.
Okay, good. Let's go into Alex's office and take care of those letters, all right?
All right.
But isn't it a fact that Barrett Marshall saved the lives of 3 men when his copter went down in Cambodia?
Yes, I know, and his bravery should be recognized.
But what?
It's nothing.
You know, there's something about this experience in prison camp that you haven't told me about.
That's true.
Well, are you willing to tell me now?
Oh, what's the sense? It's in the past. Why dredge it up now and upset a lot of lives? The people have a scapegoat, me. Let's leave it at that.
Well, your son doesn't want to leave it at that, and I don't either.
It won't change anything that's happened. I'd still be under guard in a hospital for attempted murder.
Look, clearing your name is very important right now. For your sake and for your son's sake. Now, I don't believe you're a traitor. And I want to help you prove it.
I don't think it's possible.
Well, tell me the story. Let me try.
During the escape attempt, I was the first one out of the building. It was planned that way. We drew straws to determine the order of the escape. As I left the building, 2 of the prisoners were gunned down. I saw where the guns were coming from, and I managed to escape into the woods. I realized that something had gone wrong, and I turned back to help. I was attacked from behind by 2 guards. I managed to kill them and take their weapons. But then when I returned to the clearing, everyone was dead.
Except you and Marshall and Williams.
That's right.
Are you saying that Marshall and Williams were traitors?
No, I can't say that, Colonel. All I can tell you is, I'm not.
Come in.
said you want to see me, Dad.
Yes, come in, son.
I was telling the kids at school about your medal, and I couldn't remember the inscription exactly. Would you mind if I took a look at it for a minute? It's beautiful, Dad, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So shiny, hanging from a pretty ribbon.
What are you thinking of now?
What a brave thing you must have done to get this.
Listen to me for a minute, son.
Yes, Dad?
The measure of a man is not the awards he's been given or the medals that he's won. It's the love, kindness that he shows his family and friends. The honesty that he instills in his sons and daughters. That's what a man should be remembered for, Steve.
I understand, Dad. But it's not bad to remember a man for the brave things he's done, or to be proud of him for that, is it?
All right. If that's the way you want to remember me, it's yours. The medal is yours.
Dad gave me his medal for safekeeping.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
I don't know. I really miss you too. No, I don't have a suntan, Rudy. Well, of course, there's a pool here, but I told you before, I don't like laying around in the sun. Besides, Mrs. Wheeler keeps me so busy, I just don't have time for that. Anyway, as I was saying before, I am crazy about Houston, and I'm just crazy about being back to work with Mrs. Wheeler again. But I have to get off the phone. Okay, I'll call you again. I don't know, I really miss you too. Okay, well, bye-bye, Rudy.
Really, Vivian, you are worse than a teenager, the way you get on the phone with Rudy. What was all of that about my keeping you so busy?
Nothing. And I don't know why you had to rush me. I've only been talking for about 2 minutes.
Well, I have to use the phone.
Well, be my guest. I bet you're going to call Mrs. Decker, right?
Wrong. I'm calling Dennis to see if he and his wife can come to dinner sometime this week.
Oh. I bet you're very relieved and extremely gratified that the lines of communication are once again open between you two.
Very relieved.
Because you seem awfully happy since that party when he showed up for Mr. Wheeler.
I'll tell you something, Vivian. Never again will I allow anything to cause a falling out between my son and me. I just wish I didn't have to invite that dreadful wife of his to dinner.
Can I get that by Mrs. Decker?
No, I'll get it.
Hello?
Mom?
Dennis, I was just about to call you.
Well, you wouldn't have found me in. I'm calling from the hospital.
Oh, you're there seeing your father?
Yes, and I'd like you to meet me here if you would.
At the hospital?
Yeah, Mom. I have to talk to you about something very important.
All right. I'll be there as soon as I can. Goodbye, dear.
too long, darling.
You only got about 4, 5 hours sleep.
I know, sugar. I know, but I can't help it. I can't stay asleep lying here next to you.
Well, maybe I better go sleep on the sofa. Because you're not going to be able to work the chicken coop tonight if you don't get yourself some more rest.
Don't you dare go, Nita, huh? You don't know how much I missed you while you were moved out. Really. I mean, this old bed got awfully lonely without you.
I missed you, too. So good to be back.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you something. It just seems so good to be, too good to be true. I mean, Nita, with you here with me right now, it's like we're on a honeymoon, you know?
Oh, you mean the one we never had?
Well, we would have had one if I wasn't in jail, and I would have seen to it we had one heck of a honeymoon.
I don't need a honeymoon, honey.
Let's pretend we're on a honeymoon right now.
Oh,
come on. Let's do that, huh?
No, come on, be serious.
No, really, I am. I mean, we're in a motel room right now, right near Niagara Falls, huh? Can't you hear that water rushing? Huh? Falling over them falls, huh? Listen.
You're crazy.
Crazy, all right. Crazy about my sugar darling. My little fiesta darling.
Ole.
Chris? Are you there? Told me you'd burned all those prints! Another delivery. Just a minute. Coming. Come in. I don't know where you're gonna...
Where I'm going to what?
What are you doing here?
I came to see you. What do you think?
Haven't you heard of a phone, Chris?
You know, I never cease to be amazed by the lack of warmth in your greeting. Oh, apparently I arrived just in time to help you unpack, huh? You know, it's so difficult for me to forget the days when you were my star.
It was a porno film, Chris. And a day doesn't pass that I don't regret it.
I don't regret it either. I don't regret it at all.
Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
Will you leave those things alone?
Just trying to help.
I don't want your help with anything. Now get out of here.
But I just got here, Paige.
What if my husband had answered the door, Chris?
Well, I assumed that he had better things to do than to hang around the house, like his job, for instance.
Okay, Smarty. He has started at KVIK, but he's been helping me with the apartment. He could have easily been here, Chris.
Well, then you're in luck then, aren't you? After all, it would be rather difficult to explain if he found me here, wouldn't it?
What are you doing here?
Oh, just a little housewarming visit. But I forgot a present. But next time.
There will be no next time.
You know, you really do have some nice things, Paige.
Didn't you hear what I said? I said get out.
I think I'll visit you here often now that hubby's working.
If you don't leave, Chris, I'm gonna call the police.
Oh, really?
Yes, I am.
And then what?
Oh, I bet they can't wait to get their hands on you.
Yes, yes, nab the porno king, huh? And his favorite star. I wonder if they'll give us adjoining cells, huh?
Making that movie was a big mistake, honey. But there was nothing illegal about it.
Yeah, I wonder if your new blue-blooded in-laws would see it that way.
You were crazy to come here, Chris.
No, not crazy. Just determined. Yes, you and Dennis really do have some nice things, Paige.
Have you talked with your father yet?
No, I haven't, Colonel. I wanted to wait to see you. I was wondering how your meeting went with Dad yesterday.
Well, it went pretty well.
You said you wanted to find out more about what happened in Cambodia?
Yes, well, he's still a little reluctant to talk about all that.
Yes, he is with me, too.
How about your efforts to get the charges dropped? You getting anywhere?
Well, I met with Stryker Bellman yesterday. He's the lawyer who's handling all of this.
He's handling for Alex Wheeler, is that right?
Yeah, he's the best lawyer around, but there's only so much he can do.
Well, what's the problem?
The problem is my mother. She's the one who's pressing charges against Dad.
Are you sure it's not Alex Wheeler doing it?
Oh, I'm sure. As a matter of fact, I think he'd drop the whole thing if it wasn't for Mom.
Are you sure you're not getting the runaround?
Nobody's giving me the runaround. You just have to understand Mom to know what she's up to.
Now, I assume that you've told her exactly how you feel about this.
Yes, I have. And it's gotten me nowhere. That's why I called her this morning to have a meeting.
You're in the hospital?
Things aren't going very well for me at the moment, Paige.
It's not my fault that the police raided your film studio, honey. Or that you don't make an honest living like most people in the world.
Oh, sometimes you seem so hard, so uncaring.
What are you doing here, Chris?
Well, for one thing, I wanted to find out how things are going between you and Mr. Lawrence.
They're going just fine.
Are they?
Yes, they are. Hey, listen, you can't expect miracles.
In other words, you haven't gotten anywhere with him, hmm?
I can't rush it, Chris.
Well, maybe you can't, but Mr. Lawrence said to me tonight that he was in a bit of a hurry.
Yes, and you told me, darling, that you knew the man, and it turned out you hadn't even met him. You'd only talked to him on the phone.
If he was my friend, I wouldn't need you to help me with any financial backing, would I? It's you that has to be chummy with him, Paige, not me.
Hey, Chris, come on. It's a crazy idea. Why don't you just forget about it, huh?
What, and go back to making sleazy porno movies?
It's more your style, don't you think?
No, you forget. You're the one that wanted to turn legit and become a big Hollywood star. Well, here's your chance, Paige. Look, all you have to do is just be chummy with Mr. Lawrence. He likes you a lot.
I told you before, Chris. I'm not interested in a Hollywood career anymore.
Yes, I know. You're giving that all up for a husband, home, and hearth.
Yes, I am, and what of it?
Well, I haven't given it up. I've got my heart set on making it in the big time, and you're not going to change my plans because you finally found a cozy little berth to nest in.
Listen to me,
No,
Chris.
you listen to me, Paige. You play your cards right, and Lawrence will give us the money that we need to make this film. And you're not going to back out on me this time, Paige. Unless, of course, you would like me to arrange a little showing of endless passion for your in-laws.
I won't be pushed on this, Chris. It's going to take some time.
Well, that's one thing that we haven't got, Paige. I need Mr. Lawrence's finances. I need them now, and I'm not going to get them for free.
What are you doing?
I want you to call Mr. Lawrence and arrange a little rendezvous tomorrow night.
Ha! Well, I'm not going to do it.
I don't think you have a choice, Paige.
So, you here to rehearse your new number?
We have a new drummer joining the band, so we have to work with him a little before we go on tonight.
What happened to the old drummer? Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, well, he was too good, boy. He got stolen by some group in Nashville
When'd that happen?
yesterday. He just packed his bags and he left. I mean, poor Billy Joe spent half the day scrambling around trying to find a replacement.
Will he go on last night? That was my night off.
Yeah, he went on. He winged it. But he did pretty good. And we think he's gonna work out okay.
Hi, Elena. You surprised to see me?
Well, yeah, I'm surprised you'd even show your face around the coop after what happened the last time.
Oh, yeah, because of the fight I had over the poker game?
You know what I'm talking about.
Look, Bernie's the one that told me to stay out of here, right? And he's in jail.
Well, I have news for you, Jeb. He's not in jail anymore.
Yeah, but he's not here now, so it comes down to about the same thing, right?
Well, I don't think Chris would really like to see you here either.
I'm not scared of Chris either.
Oh. Mr. Tough Guy.
Wait a second, where you going?
I have better things to do than to shoot the breeze with you.
Joe, you let me go. I'm going to be late to work. I'm going to be late. Look. I'm already late. I gotta go.
Come on, don't go now. Don't leave me now, honey bun.
I gotta go. Let me go. Come on.
I'm calling sick.
No, I can't. We need the money, and Maggie would be short of people.
Short of people?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, honey.
What?
Pretty soon, I'm gonna be making so much money you won't ever have to work again.
Oh, well, I'm all for that.
You won't have to wait too long either. No, you won't have to wait too long, because I'm telling you, you, me, and the baby, we're gonna be making so much money. We're gonna have so much money.
Yeah?
More than you ever dreamed of.
Well, that won't take much, because I've never dreamed of much money.
Well, you better start dreaming right now.
Oh, honey, all I want is for you and for me and for the babe just to be happy.
We're gonna be happy, all right? We're gonna be the happiest family in the whole world. Really. But not if I don't get a move on.
You gotta go somewhere?
Well, yeah, I just remember that Elena's gonna have a rehearsal. It's gonna start in about 5 minutes.
I really doubt if anything would hurt him.
You're wrong. You don't know the way he is. Or the way he was. When I first started dating him, he was so shy, so thoughtful.
I can't believe that.
Well, it's true. I remember when he first invited me to go to the junior prom. I said no, but he kept poking at me, trying to figure out why. So finally I broke down and I said it because I didn't have anything to wear. You see, I knew all the other girls would have their fancy formals, and well, my family was just too poor to afford anything like that. Billy Joe didn't say anything. But you know what he did?
What?
He drove the whole next way to Galveston. And he came back with a dress for me to wear. Oh, it was all the wrong size, and it was this awful color. But it was so sweet. Well, I pinned myself into that dress. And I went to my junior prom. And we danced. Every dance. Until the band was playing. Good night, ladies.
You still love him, don't you, Nita?
I do love you, Billy Joe. I always will.
What's the matter? I mean, why is your nose so bent out of shape here? You having troubles?
No, I'm not having troubles. Look, why don't you just run along? Go see your little girlfriend, Courtney.
Because I want to see you. I want to talk to you.
Well, I want to talk to you. But I'm doing just fine without you, Jeb. I've got my manager and I've got my career. So I don't need you anymore.
How's your career going?
Great. Couldn't be better.
Billy Joe's doing good things for you?
Yeah, he's terrific. He's a lot better than you would have been.
Yeah, I know. I'm not much of a manager.
No, you're not.
Is he like getting your bookings and things like that?
No, but he's working on it.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That's real good.
Yeah, well, it takes time to build up a reputation, you know. You got to work hard on your career, and that means that you got to rehearse a lot, and that means I have to get a lot of experience in places like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I need some new material, too.
Yeah. Material, that's an important thing.
Something original. That's what I need.
Yeah. I mean, that way people, you know, they'll hear that there's an original act here at the Chicken Coop, and the talent scouts will come in and check you out and everything.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping will happen.
Well, maybe I can help you out.
What is this?
Open it. Find out. Go ahead.
It's a song.
Yeah. It's the one I've been working on, you know, for the last 3 months. Remember?
Of course I do.
I finished it.
Well, you mean you want me to...
Here. That's a note.
To my good friend, Elena Decker. Because good friends is what it's all about. This is for me, then.
If you like it.
Well, I'm sure I'll like it. I don't really know what...
What's the matter here? Cat's got your tongue?
Well, I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything.
Why are you giving this to me?
Because I told you. I care about you. And I care about your career. And, well, I don't know what to say. Why don't you give me a kiss or something like that?
Sure.
No one's answering.
Just be patient. Sometimes it takes hotel operators a little time to answer.
Mr. Lawrence's room, please. I'm sorry, I don't have the number. Thank you.
Don't be nervous.
Mr. Lawrence, Paige Carrington. Very well, and you? Yes, I'm sorry it's been so late getting back to you. It's been a little hectic here for me. I had a nice time the other evening, too.
Tell him you want to see him.
Yes, I was hoping that we could see each other tomorrow night, too. Tomorrow. Okay, that'll be just fine. At your suite at the Post Hotel, okay? No, I shouldn't have any trouble getting off work. My husband? No, you needn't worry about him. He's working at KVIK tomorrow night. He shouldn't be a problem. Yes, it'll be a relief to me, too, to have a quiet, intimate dinner together. 7 then, okay? See you then. Goodbye.
There, now, that wasn't so hard, was it? Nice, cozy little dinner for 2 in a suite, huh?
I don't want to talk about it, Chris.
Okay. You're a good girl, Paige. You did well.
Get out of here.
Certainly.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, darling. I
But you started your job at KVIK this week.
I did.
Well, then why aren't you there?
Well, my hours are a little more flexible than they were when I was at the gallery. In fact, I'm working at night now, which works out pretty well because Paige works at night, too.
That is nice.
Thank you for meeting me, Mom.
It's nothing to thank me for. I was happy when you called. It's made my day. I can't tell you how glad I am that things are back to normal between us. I hope they stay that way.
I hope so, too.
Yes. I wanted to see if you and Paige could come to dinner on Thursday evening. Do you think you can get away from your jobs long enough to join us?
I think I might be able to get away for a while.
And Paige? Oh, I know she's indispensable.
I'll mention it to Paige and see if she can get away for a while, too.
Well, I do hope she can make it.
Well, that depends on how well our apartment shapes up. We're up to our ears right now trying to get it in shape, Mom.
Well, how do you think you're going to like your new place?
Well, we like it already. I think we're going to be very happy there.
I hope so. What did you want to see me about, and why here?
Mom, there's someone I want you to meet. Now, he's in there with Dad right now, but he should be out shortly.
Who is it?
Oh, here he is now.
How's my sweetheart doing today?
I'm great, Billy Joe. I couldn't be better.
That's good, because we're going to have a great work session.
Well, I'm ready when you are.
The band here yet?
No, they're late. Just like you are, but that's okay. I have something to occupy myself.
Elena, we got a lot of work to do today.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we got to whip up your act, you know, put it in shape so we can, you know, ask some booking agents to go see you. That's what one of the guys in the band said. That's the next step. So I've been lining up a list of booking agents you got to see.
Good.
You haven't been listening to a word I've been saying.
What? Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah. What do you got here anyway? New song or something?
Uh-huh.
What's the matter with you?
Mom, I'd like you to meet Colonel Austin. Colonel Austin, this is my mother, Mrs. Wheeler.
How do you do, Mrs. Wheeler?
I'm very happy to meet you, Colonel Austin.
Thank you.
Colonel Austin was part of the team that debriefed Dad when he escaped from the prison camp in Cambodia.
Oh, yes? Are you visiting Houston, or are you here on business?
On business, Mrs. Wheeler.
Well, listen, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to visit with Dad for a while.
Dennis, I just got here.
Mom, I'd like you to listen to Colonel Austin. There's some things he should tell you.
What things?
Colonel Austin will explain. I'll see you in a little while.
Are you worried about something?
No, I'm just a little strung out. Just been working too hard, that's all.
Here.
What's that?
It's a gown. Get undressed and put it on.
I don't need to be examined, Courtney. I know what's wrong with me.
You do?
Yes, I do. I need to have something to help me sleep.
You're having trouble getting to sleep at night?
That's what I said.
Well, look, that's not necessarily a diagnosis of what's wrong with you, Paige. Ordinarily, you don't suffer from insomnia.
No, I don't, but...
Come on, Paige. Just get undressed and put this
Will
on.
you just give me something to help me sleep, Courtney?
Paige, I don't dispense medicine to anyone, especially my own sister, without examining the patient first.
Oh, all right.
Now, when's the last time you saw a doctor?
Oh, let me see. I had a blood test for my marriage license, and a lab took care of it, not an MD. Do you by any chance give a discount to a member of the family? What did I say? Come on.
No, I'm just surprised that you consider yourself a member of the family. You certainly don't act like you care about any of us.
I care a great deal about Barry.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't make it out to the ranch for the presentation.
Are you planning on attending the wedding on Friday, remember?
I remember, and I'll be there if I can get some sleep before then.
Okay, look, get undressed and I'll examine you.
How long is this going to take,
Not
Courtney?
long at all, if you quit wasting time.
Shall we sit down?
Very well. I can't imagine what it is you have to say to me.
I'd like to talk to you about Mr. Carrington.
I gathered as much, Colonel Austin, but still.
Your son tells me that you're the one that wants to press charges against Elliot.
Indeed I am. He's a dangerous man. Twice he tried to kill my husband. And the second time he attempted to blow up his yacht with several other people aboard, myself included.
I know.
Well, do you think I'm being unreasonable in assuming that he should be prosecuted for such criminal actions?
Well, your son doesn't seem to feel that way.
My son is hardly the one to decide what should be done.
Oh, why do you say that?
Because where his father is concerned, Dennis has always had his head in the clouds. He thinks the man can do no wrong, that the sun rises and sets on him. Well, Elliot has done wrong, and I, for one, can't ignore it.
I'm not asking you to condone his actions.
I should hope not.
But I think they can be understood.
Am I to understand that you are asking me to turn him loose on society? Is that what you're saying, Colonel Austin?
What is taking her so long?
What's the verdict, Doc? Nothing yet. The lab has to run tests, and tests take time.
That was unnecessary anyway, Courtney.
Now, come on, now, we don't know that. And I suspect that you are just tired and nervous.
That's exactly what I told you. Now, would you please give me something to help me sleep?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll give you something, but it'll be something mild.
Oh, Courtney, how mild. Is this something I can get in a drugstore myself without a prescription?
No, but it'll help you relax.
Just as long as it helps me sleep, I don't think I can stand another night of tossing and turning. Hey. I've heard these are good.
They're much too strong for you. You don't need that much
How do you know
help.
that, my darling?
Paige.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. You're the doctor.
That's right. Now, look. I want you to take one before you go to bed at night.
One? Thanks, Court.
Sure. Look, you can get dressed now, okay?
I don't want you to get the impression that I feel in any way vindictive towards Elliot.
No, I don't have that impression.
I thought perhaps my son might have said something to you of that nature.
No, he just said that you wanted to press charges against Elliot.
As long as you understand that my reasons aren't personal. The fact that Elliot and I were married once doesn't enter into it either. I feel no animosity towards him whatsoever.
In other words, you feel that you're just being realistic and objective, is that it?
I am being realistic and objective.
Yes, but I believe that there's one factor in this matter that you're not considering.
What is that?
What Elliot went through in Cambodia?
His imprisonment, you mean?
Yes.
I'm aware of all of that.
Yes, but unless you've actually experienced that kind of an ordeal, I don't think you're in a position to pass judgment on him.
Are you?
I was a prisoner of war in Korea, and I think I have some idea of the horrors that he might have endured.
You were in prison a long time?
A year. A year without a moment of freedom or a moment free of fear or terror, loneliness, hopelessness, cruelty, hunger, thirst, deprivation of every kind. Enough to bend the mind and the soul of any man, and that would break many of them. I think I can understand Elliot's transgressions, and I would hope that the people who suffered from them would have the largeness of soul to forgive those transgressions. And all I ask is that you think about this, for your own sake, as well as Elliot's and your son's.
Jeb.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I come in?
Sure.
Oh, Maria told me you're in between appointments.
Actually, I have a very light schedule today for once.
I hope you're not going out of business.
Oh, no, no chance of that. And so, how's the ranching business?
Oh, couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
You don't miss the chicken coop?
You know, there's just one thing that I miss about Houston.
What's that?
That's seeing you.
You get to see me.
I know, but not as much as if I was living here, you know? So you know what I did? I got up this morning and I did enough work for 2 people so that I could come to town here and ask you to go out to dinner with me tonight.
Well, I'll have to check my appointment book, but I'm pretty sure I can make it. You want me to do that now?
Yeah, you check your appointment. Oh, Courtney, while you're at it, could you check tomorrow and see if you got an hour off?
For what?
To go to the jewelry store.
The jewelry store?
Yeah, so you can pick out your engagement ring.
Well, I don't care what you say, Elena. I don't like that song.
Billy Joe, you didn't even listen to me sing it.
And what's more, I don't like the way you're arguing with me in front of those guys in the band.
Why? Are you afraid they're going to think I'm right?
No, I just don't need any outside opinions, that's all.
Come on, Billy Joe.
Billy Joe?
Yeah, Andy, what is it?
Can I talk to you a minute? It's about those new stands.
Well, not right now, man. I'll talk to you later, okay? And I want you and the rest of those guys to take a break by the bandstand, okay? Me and Elena got to talk private.
Okay.
That goes for you too, Roy. So come on, we gotta sit down.
I thought you didn't want to argue anymore.
I ain't gonna argue with you. I just want to set you straight in a few things.
All right, what do you want to say?
Am I your manager or not?
Of course you're my manager.
Then I'm gonna manage you, and that means I call all the shots.
Oh, and does that include picking what songs I'm going to sing?
And what songs you're not gonna sing, and this one here's one of them.
Look, I don't know why you're being so obstinate about Jeb's song. I like it.
It stinks, Elena.
And the guys in the band like it.
Well, who cares about them?
I care. Billy Joe, they're musicians. They know what they're talking about.
I don't need no second opinions from a bunch of 2-bit musicians. It's a stupid song, Elena.
No, it isn't.
It's all over town that it's all over now. That's stupid, Elena. It's dumb.
Oh, come on. All lyrics sound stupid without the music.
No, that's the stupidest song I ever heard.
Well, you haven't even heard me sing it all the way through yet.
That's right. And I'm not going to either.
Now, don't you want to have a say in the kind of ring you wear?
Jeb, I thought we settled this whole thing the other night.
I know. I thought maybe you thought it over and you reconsidered.
Well, I had already given it a lot of thought.
Courtney, we're serious about each other. You told me that you love me.
I do love you.
Well, I love you and I want to marry you, so let's get married.
It's not that simple.
No, why not?
Jeb, I just don't want to rush into a marriage.
Well, now, you didn't waste any time saying yes to, Kevin.
Exactly.
Exactly. What does that mean?
It means that it was the biggest mistake of my life, and I just don't want to make another one like it. I just have to be sure.
I am sure.
Jeb, please, have a little more patience with me. I just need more time.
You know, when I left this place this morning, it looked like a warehouse. Now it's actually starting to look like an apartment.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay, isn't it, darling?
You know, I'm sorry I didn't stay around to help you.
Well, there's still plenty to be done.
That's right, and I'm going to see to it when you're at work tonight.
It's only kidding.
But I wasn't. Listen, you have done enough work for one day.
Aren't you gonna go to the station tonight?
Yeah, maybe later.
Maybe I can get Alfredo to cover for me like he did at lunch.
There's no need for that, unless you want to stay home tonight and get some rest.
Why, do I look tired?
A little.
Guess I am a little tired.
Now I really feel guilty for not having been here today.
It's all right, darling. Actually, it's better you weren't.
Why do you say that?
Because things were so disorganized, Dennis. We just would have been on each other's. I can't stand a picture that isn't hung straight. Is that all right?
Looks fine.
How's your visit with your dad?
He's fine. Had a nice little visit. Spoke with Mom today, too.
Really?
Yeah. I got Colonel Austin to talk with her. I just hope he managed to convince her not to press charges against Dad.
He didn't give you any indication whether she had?
Well, I didn't see her after they talked. I came out of Dad's room and she was gone. You know, there is one thing I did today that may have been a mistake. With Dad, I mean.
What's that, darling?
I told him he should move in with us after he gets out of the hospital. Look, I realize I should have consulted you first, but... Well, the idea didn't even occur to me till I was in the hospital room with Dad.
I understand.
Hey, are you sure? I mean, it's not going to bother you to have Dad stay with us for a while?
Just caught me a little by surprise, that's all, darling.
It's just that Dad's very shaky right now. And very insecure.
Did he give you any indication when he might be going back to KVIK?
No, I'm not even sure that he's going back at all.
Is that bad off, Dennis?
He needs a lot of support right now, Paige.
All right, darling. If you think it'll help to have him move in with us, then
Paige. I know it'll help.
have him move in.
Hey, I know it'll help, but I just didn't want you upset with me, that's all.
It's all right. It's not. Just...
What?
We've barely moved in, Dennis. Look at the place. It's a mess. It's going to stay that way for some time,
Well,
too.
that's great, Paige. It'll give Dad something to do.
Oh, right.
Weren't you the one that said at Alex's party that family is very important?
It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just a little tired from unpacking, that's all.
Sorry.
We'll be fine.
What is it?
Oh, Dennis. Hold me, please. Please hold me. Please. Please. Please hold me.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
Come on, it's more than that. Tell me.
Ryan called.
Hey, Jenny. Hey, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
I mean, nothing. Come on, you just acted like I just came in and lit off a firecracker or something.
You startled me, that's all.
Jenny, come on. I think it's more than that.
No. Do you want something to eat?
No, I had breakfast at 5 o'clock this morning. I just came in to get a cup of coffee.
There's a fresh pot on the stove.
Jenny, is Barrett acting weird again?
His mood swings so suddenly that I don't even know what to expect anymore. It makes me kind of jumpy.
Come on, it's more than that. Tell me.
Ryan called me. He's not leaving Houston. Want some coffee?
No, thanks. I really don't have time.
What's your hurry?
Well, I have to stop by Dad's apartment and pick up the rest of his clothes.
You must be really excited about your dad being released today, aren't you, honey?
I am. Listen, I'm sorry if I upset you when I sprang the facts yesterday about Dad having to spend time with us.
No, darling. It's all right. I told you I was just a little tired from all the unpacking.
Well, you know, a new job, new apartment, Mom dropping the charges against Dad. I just feel like it's a new start for all of us. I better run.
Oh, darling, I might be a little late tonight. I've got some inventory to do before the wine dealer comes in tomorrow.
Okay. I shall see you when I get back.
Bye-bye.
I need Mr. Lawrence's finances. I need them now, and I'm not going to get them for free.
What are you doing?
I want you to call Mr. Lawrence and arrange a little rendezvous tomorrow night.
Ha! Well, I'm not going to do it.
I don't think you have a choice, Paige.
Room 704, please. Mr. Lawrence. Paige Carrington. Yes, I wanted to confirm that we're still on for tonight.
Pretty soon you'll be out there.
Oh, it's so nice of you to come.
Good to see you smiling.
I've been gazing out the window ever since I woke up, wondering almost like a child which step I'll take first.
You take one, the others follow.
Oh, well, rejoining the real world is rather imposing.
How does that prospect strike you?
It's a bit scary.
Sounds like a healthy attitude.
Oh, forgive my unshaven appearance. I'm not used to having visitors this early in the morning.
I thought I'd better come by early if I wanted to catch you before you left.
Stryker told you I'd be leaving today.
Yes.
I'm very grateful to him for all the effort he's made on my behalf.
He was glad he was able to help. I imagine Dennis will be by soon to pick you up.
Yes, he called earlier. He'll be be here in an hour or so.
That must make you very happy.
For the moment, anyway.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
I'm sorry to involve you in this, Jeb.
Jenny, come on now. You're my sister. Already involved.
You have no choice, right?
Come on now. You have always been the one in the family that's the steady one, all right?
Well, I'm not very steady now.
Well, okay, then it's time for you to lean on somebody else for a while, like me.
All I ever do lately is fall to pieces. I hate it.
Yeah, I know. All right, look. Now, you tell me about Ryan's call, okay?
He wants to see me.
And you told him no?
Yes.
All right, did he say why he's not leaving Houston?
Well, he said it's because of me. I think he knows that I'm carrying his child.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I figured it was just a question of time before somebody else was going to... Okay, look, why don't you want to discuss this with him?
It won't change anything, Jeb.
Look, does Barrett know that he called?
No. Oh, no, that's all I'd need between Barrett and Ryan and Elliot.
Okay, has Barrett flown off on any tirades lately about Elliot?
I try not to even mention Elliot's name in our conversations. I figure if I don't say anything or even talk about Elliot, that his obsession with him will pass.
All right, well, what are you going to do about Ryan?
Ryan has to accept the fact that I'm staying with Barrett.
All right, look, Jenny, I'm going to talk to Ryan, all right?
No, I hung up on him. Maybe he won't call again.
Come on, now, don't bet on that.
I see you've been writing.
Oh, yes. One must keep in practice.
You know, I could have had a typewriter sent over from the office.
Oh, no, that's all right. Dennis brought the legal pads and ballpoints as part of his care package one day. He remembered from when he was a child the materials I used to compose with.
What are you writing?
A book about the Cambodian experiences. Something wrong with that? Think it won't sell?
I was just wondering if that's not going to be difficult for you.
Oh, yes, a bit. But, well, I'm finding it good therapy. Catharsis and all that.
Have you discussed it with Dr. De Silva?
Oh, yes. The good doctor seems to be in favor of it.
Okay.
And besides, it gives me something to do while I'm sitting around the pool.
The pool?
Yes, Dennis says they have one at the Aquarius apartment complex. That's where we'll be staying.
You know, I think it's wonderful of Dennis to offer you his place to stay.
Yes. Yes, it was. Quite wonderful. My only hope now is that I don't lose him.
Elliot. Why, I don't think that's even possible. I don't think I've ever seen a more devoted son than Dennis. Look what he's done to get you released. Why, he was a one-man crusade.
Well, devotion is based on different things. It can change.
Yeah, if you're referring to the fact that you tried to kill Alex, I think Dennis has already dealt with that.
No, I was wondering more how he'll deal with the knowledge that he isn't my son, that his father is Alex Wheeler.
You look very pretty.
Oh, thank you.
You going to the school for the PTA meeting?
No, that's next week. I'm going into Houston to do some shopping.
What kind of shopping?
For Steve. I'm embarrassed the way his old clothes he's been wearing lately.
Boys, Steve's age, like old clothes.
Well, I know, but I don't want him to look like a ragamuffin, especially at school.
I think you're going to have a battle on your hands.
The battle has already begun. Will you help me, Barry? I mean, he takes your advice and gives a lot of weight.
Of course. I better get down to the stables. You belong in town?
No, I don't think so. Unless I find a dress store that I can't resist going in.
You buy anything you want for yourself. I'd like to see you in pretty things.
Is there anything you need?
Well, you won't be going by a tractor shop, will you?
Barrett, I'm serious.
No, other than a new tractor, I can't think of anything. Okay. So long.
Bye-bye. Oh, Barry, where are the keys?
Oh, they're over on the counter. I can't ever seem to remember to put them in their proper place.
Hello?
Hello, Ginny. It's Ryan.
Ryan, I told you I don't want to talk to you.
I have to see you.
No.
Ginny, all I want is a chance to talk some sense into you.
Ryan, there's nothing more to say.
Please listen to me, Ginny.
Hang up now.
No. Come on, if you do, I'm going to call again.
Suppose Barrett answered this phone.
Well, then I figure out something to say.
Please don't do this to me.
Can you come into Houston and have lunch with me,
No!
please? I've got to see you.
I won't be seen running around Houston with you.
Look, we can go to Henri's. It's quiet. No one knows us there.
I won't meet you. Please don't call me again.
Ginny, this is too important. No, I won't give up until you've heard me out. If you won't meet me in town, I'm going to come out to the ranch. Now, I swear I will.
Ryan, please.
12:30 at Henri's, all right?
All right.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break something like that to you in this fashion.
Alex is Dennis's father.
Yes. You didn't know.
No. Elliot, when did you find this out?
Shortly after I came to Houston.
Well, that goes a long way towards explaining your reaction to Alex and what you did.
Does it? I'm not so sure.
Oh, Elliot. Elliot, having to live with a secret like that bottled up in you.
I doubt that there's ever an excuse for trying to take a human life. But that's something I'll have to grapple with by myself.
Does Dennis know, Dad?
There's the rub. I'm not at all certain how he will react to the news once he's been told.
Surely you don't think it's going to make any difference in your relationship
But
with
it's
him.
bound to. If only the realization that for 25 years we've both been living under a delusion.
Don't you think you may be selling Dennis a bit short?
No, I would never sell Dennis short. This is bound to come as quite a blow.
Must have been a terrible blow for you.
First of all, he'll be very angry at having been lied to for so long.
But you're not the one who deceived him.
Well, I doubt if who's to blame will be important in the face of his anger. And natural parents are very important to children. There's some inexplicable bond. You read about it all the time. Adopted children giving up everything, searching the world over, trying to find their roots.
Elliot, you raised Dennis. You gave him a father's love and affection, and those things make a great deal of difference to Dennis. So in that respect, no matter what you tell him, you won't change his mind.
It's a risk I'm simply too afraid to take.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Oh, hi, Stryker. Didn't know you were going to be here this morning.
Something I have to talk to you about, son.
Something wrong with Dad?
The district attorney's going to file charges against Elliot for using dangerous explosives.
Oh, come on. Are you telling me they're letting him out of the hospital and throwing him in jail?
Look, I'm going to do my best to see that that doesn't happen, Dennis.
Does Dad know about this?
No, not yet. I just came straight from the district attorney's office. I want to talk to you first.
Why do they want to put him in jail? Hasn't my father suffered enough?
He endangered life, Dennis. Now, law can't ignore that.
Come on. My father didn't even remember going to the yacht, let alone blowing it up. He wasn't rational.
That's the point I want to argue with the district attorney. But he's going to file his charges, and then we're going to have a meeting and discuss plea bargain.
Well, you tell me what the point of that is.
Well, we can save the taxpayers a lot of money by not having any trial at all. Of course, there'll be a hearing.
Oh, come on.
But I'm sure there's sufficient medical evidence to corroborate the fact that your father was temporarily incapable of determining right from wrong. I've even talked it over with Dr. De Silva.
And you think they'll drop the charges against him?
No, but I'll be able to present my arguments at the hearing. And hopefully the judge will give Elliot a suspended sentence.
Well, suppose he doesn't.
Now, look, let's cross that bridge when we come to it. All right?
All right. But I don't know how my father's going to react to this.
Now, look, Dr. De Silva's going to explain it to him, son.
Okay. Hi, Vicky.
Well, what's the matter with you two?
The district attorney is going to file charges against Elliot.
What? I thought Alex and Iris agreed to drop those charges.
Well, the district attorney isn't quite so compassionate. After all, Elliot did commit a crime.
But Elliot wasn't responsible for his actions at that time.
Now, look, honey, everyone is aware of Elliot's mental and emotional state, including the district attorney. I don't think we're going to have any trouble working things out.
How is my father, Vicky?
Anxious to see you.
Then I guess I better get in there.
Listen, I'll call you as soon as my meeting with the district attorney's over, son.
Yeah, thanks.
How did your little visit with Elliot go?
Interesting.
Did Elliot say that he was looking forward to coming back to work at KVIK?
No, he doesn't want to return to the station right now.
And you don't want that either, do you?
No.
Well, Dennis is hoping that he gets to work on writing his book.
That's what he's going to do. Work on his book.
Then, of course, he'll be seeing Dr. De Silva twice a week, and more often if necessary.
Yes, I know.
Well, he and Dennis are so close. I'm convinced that Dennis is going to be the key to his adjustment.
Honey, would you drop me off at the station on your way to the courthouse?
Vicky, if Dr. De Silva didn't think that Elliot was ready to leave the hospital, he never would release him today.
The DA has had weeks to bring charges against Elliot. Why did he wait until today?
Because he wasn't competent to answer those charges. Now that he's been released, he's deemed competent.
I just hope he's strong enough to cope with everything.
Look, Dennis is going to help him over the rough spots, so you stop worrying. Elliot is going to be just fine.
Hi, Grandma.
Paige, what are you doing here? The wedding isn't until Friday.
I know when the wedding is. Does there have to be an occasion for me to come visit my home?
I didn't think you considered the ranch your home.
It was my second home when I was growing up. Remember, Grandma?
And you ran away as fast as you could.
You're never going to forgive me for wanting more out of life than Harper Jr. and lots of children, are you?
What I'll never forgive you for is not attending your father's funeral.
I loved my father, Grandma.
You loved him when he had the money to support your dreams of being a movie star. But when he went bankrupt and died, you couldn't even spare the time to pay your last respects.
Is Barry around?
Is he expecting you?
Yes, I called earlier.
Paige, Barrett has a lot on his mind these days. Now, don't be giving him any of your problems.
Can I even come out to visit my own brother?
He's out in the shed working on the tractor. He'll be in a while.
And then I'll just have to wait for him, won't I?
What do you want to see your brother about?
That's between Barry and me, Grandma. How's Ginny?
Ginny's fine. Just fine.
You look so beautiful. Here, you want to take a look at the menu?
No.
Would you like a drink?
Shouldn't we get on for the reasons of this meeting?
Yeah. Look, Ginny, I know you're pregnant.
Who told you?
Paige, although it seems like everyone in Houston knows. What, you trying to keep it a secret?
No, of course not.
Well, when did you find out?
I found out for sure when I was in the hospital.
Well, how long did you know before that?
I don't remember exactly.
Well, how are you feeling?
I'm all right.
Being thrown from the horse.
No, there was no harm done. None to the baby.
What about you?
Sprained ankle, slight concussion. It's all over now.
How's Barrett taking the news of the baby?
He's very happy about it.
Then he doesn't know then that it's my child, does he?
Sorry I wasn't here when you arrived, and I'm having trouble with one of the tractors. Trying to get a few more months' work out of it before I'm forced to buy a new one.
I didn't mind waiting. Too much. Did you get it working?
No, not yet. I'll go another round with it later on this afternoon. I noticed a definite coolness between you and Grandma.
More like a freeze.
You two never did get along.
Well, at least she spared me a long lecture this time.
I think behind that stoic exterior, Grandma's quite concerned about you.
Oh, she never cared for me, and you know that as well as I do, Barrett.
I don't know any such thing.
All she wanted me to do was to marry Harper Jr., and so we could merge the Harper and Marshall ranches.
As I remember, you and Junior were quite an item in high school.
Well, if I hadn't disappointed her, Junior would have gone to Memphis to become an accountant. Hated ranch life more than I did.
Well, you came home. Maybe one day, Harper Jr. will come back, too.
I doubt that very much.
Have you gotten financial backing for your movie?
I'm working on it.
Have you talked to Dennis about it?
No, I can't tell him anything yet.
You and Dennis having problems of some kind?
You love Ginny very much, don't you, Barry?
Yes, I do.
How far would you go to protect your marriage to her?
Come on, don't you want a glass of milk, something?
No, thank you.
Well, you must be hungry. Come on, have something to eat.
I didn't come here for a pleasant lunch. I came because you threatened to come to the ranch.
Look, I'm sorry I was so demanding, but I just had to be.
Why?
Because I'm involved in this, that's why.
Could be Barrett's child.
But it isn't, is it?
No. I'm sure it's yours. But I'm still going to raise the baby as if Barrett were the father.
No. I won't let you do that.
Ryan, I don't want to hurt you. But I have a responsibility to Barrett. He's my husband, and I've chosen to stay with him. Now, once I made that decision, you supported me.
Look, it's a lot different now, Ginny.
Not for me.
If you tell Barrett about the baby, he'll let you go, I'm sure.
You're wrong. Barrett survived in a prisoner of war camp. Halfway across the world. He survived because he had a child and a wife
I
to come
think
home
Barrett
to.
will understand.
Barrett still doesn't understand us falling in love. The only reason he can live with it is because he's trying to erase it from his memory. Now, how do you expect him to understand that I'm having your baby?
I'll talk to him.
No.
Yes. Come on, why not? Why not?
The last time you talked to him was at the World Oil Building, and he ran off to that helicopter, almost killed himself. He'll destroy him.
I don't think so. You know, Barrett's a lot stronger than you give him credit for.
Ryan, I know Barrett. Ever since he found out about us, I have to reassure him every day that I love him. I know what his reaction would be.
Well, then you're just gonna, what, pretend that I never existed, huh?
No. I could never do that. But I do have to think of the baby.
And what about me?
Barrett's my husband. You have to accept that.
When you filed those papers of presumed death, you also ended your marriage. Now, you and Barrett are no longer legally married.
We will be on Friday.
Knowing Jenny was here, waiting for me, that's what kept me alive in that Cambodian hellhole for 5 years. I'm not about to lose her now. Why are you asking me that question?
I was just wondering how far people go to keep their marriages intact. To keep from losing the person that means the most to them.
Sounds as if you think that you're in danger of losing Dennis.
No. No.
If you're trying to decide between a film career and Dennis,
Well, I suspect that might present some problems.
well, then you're better off just making up your mind right now before the problem arises. Of course, I don't know about Dennis. From what little I know about him, I would think that he wants to compromise, to help you have a career and a marriage, too.
He's very understanding.
Well, then I suggest you talk to Dennis about it.
No, Barry, I can't. Not yet.
How important is your marriage to you?
It's the most important thing in the world to me.
More important than a film career?
Yes.
Then do anything that's necessary to hold on to it.
Anything?
Yes.
You know, you surprised me, Mrs. Carrington. For a moment there, I thought I saw a shred of real concern for someone other than yourself. Now, don't tell me you've gone and fallen in love with your husband. How unlike you, Paige, and how very, very foolish.
Please. Please leave Dennis out of this. There is no reason to punish him for my past stupidity.
That's very noble, but it's not bankable. Now, if we can't get the money from your Mr. Carrington, perhaps I'd just better change my plan of attack.
What are you talking about?
Oh, there might just be another way for you to earn that money, Paige.
Paige? Paige!
I'm sorry.
You all right?
Sure, I'm fine.
I'm sorry. I've come here looking for help, and I'm not sure that I've given it to you.
Yes, you have, Barry. I know now what I have to do.
Paige!
I'm sorry.
You all right?
Sure, I'm fine.
I'm sorry. I've come here looking for help, and I'm not sure that I've given it to you.
Yes, you have, Barry. I know now what I have to do.
Don't marry Barrett. Marry me.
I can't. I'm committed to Barrett.
Or what about your commitment to me?
Ryan, I fell in love with you because I knew I was free. I thought that Barrett had died in Cambodia, but he came home.
We had no way of knowing that.
But we know it now. Barrett's home, and he wants to pick up his life again.
Look, Jenny, we just can't pretend we were never in love.
We had no right to fall in love.
But we did. We just can't erase that.
I have to try.
You're never gonna forget who the father of our baby is. And that changes everything. And our love changed everything a long time ago.
I have to go.
I have the right to my own child, Ginny.
You exercise that right and destroy another man?
That's not the point.
What's the point? Your paternal claim?
Come on, it's so much more than that.
I'm to blame for all this.
No. No one's to blame.
I should have told Barrett the minute he came home about us.
Oh, come on. You wanted him to readjust slowly and get his strength back, remember?
Made the mistake of discovering it himself. I should have told him I was pregnant the minute I knew. But I waited, and now it's too late.
No, it's not too late.
Yes, it's too late for us to change anything. We have to accept that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's the way it has to be.
You still love me, don't you? Don't you? You love me, and I love you so much. I just can't accept anything less.
What are you doing home from school so early?
There was a teacher's meeting, so track practice was early. Want some chili, Dad?
No, thanks. What's keeping Ginny so long?
Well, if she went shopping, she won't be home in a hurry.
I hope Mom isn't shopping for me.
She is.
Dad, would you explain to Mom how embarrassing it is to wear new clothes to school?
Yes, we had a little talk about it.
So if she buys me new stuff, I won't have to wear it till it's been washed a few times,
I hope
right?
Ginny's all right.
Why shouldn't she be all right?
She's gonna have a baby.
Mom seems real healthy to me.
Steve, where are you going with all that?
To watch TV.
What about your homework?
We didn't have any today.
How do they expect them to learn if they don't give them homework?
Steve learns a lot on his own, Barrett. You know how much he reads.
Yes, I know, Grandma.
Don't worry about Jenny. She's going to be all right.
I can't help it.
What did Paige want?
Oh, she just wanted to talk over some things.
She having problems with Dennis?
All married couples have problems from time to time.
Well, Dennis and Paige are not an ordinary married couple.
You know, Grandma, I think you're being too hard on Paige.
Maybe you're being too easy on her.
She is my sister.
She only remembers that when she wants something.
I don't mind her asking me anything, especially for advice.
Barrett, you know she's got a history of creating problems for herself and then expecting someone, usually you, to solve them for her.
It's a lot easier to solve problems for other people than for yourself.
You and Jenny aren't having trouble, are you?
No. I think we finally reached that stage where we can sit back and relax. Look forward to having the new baby. Happy anticipation.
You are a little early.
Yes. I made a point of leaving the Top of the World Club early so we could spend a little more time together.
I'm very glad you did. Please sit down.
Thank you.
I've ordered some champagne, caviar. She'll be up shortly.
Oh.
And then we can decide what we may or may not have for dinner.
I was a little surprised to see you at the party the other night.
Well, I hope I didn't throw you.
No, it's just I wasn't expecting you to be there.
Husband looks like a nice guy.
Yes, he is very nice.
Actually, Alex Wheeler and I have been friends for years.
Really?
Well, being in shipping, I have a great deal of business with World Oil.
Then you know Alex rather well, Mr. Lawrence.
Now, Paige, I asked you the other night to call me Jim. Yes, we do know each other pretty well. We play a lot of golf together. We belong to some of the same clubs.
Good evening, Mr. Lawrence.
Hi there. Ah, that is a beautiful sight. Nice. What we have here now? Infate, capion. Very beautiful.
Never lost one of these.
That's a 62 like I asked you, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's nice. Uh-huh. That's a pretty sound. Very nice. Okay.
Should I return later for the car?
Oh, no, we'll leave it in the hall.
Would you like to order dinner now?
Well, just phone room service if we decide to have dinner.
Very good, sir.
And I was a 62 now. I
Yes,
didn't
it
see the
is.
label.
Yes, it is,
Just what's right now. So everything looks just fine. So, now let me see. We go here, something for you. Here we go.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. You take care now.
Very pleasant evening.
I'll drink to that. You're a very beautiful woman. Your husband's a very lucky man. Jenny, you don't have to force a smile with me.
I didn't mean to.
Well, been doing it all night, you know.
Think I fooled anyone?
I think you probably did.
Where is everybody?
Well, Steve and Barrett are in there watching TV, and Kate's knitting something for the baby. Things didn't go too well with Ryan today, did they?
No. He doesn't want to leave me alone. I'm terrified he's going to tell Barrett the truth.
Jenny, he's not going to do that. I mean, Ryan's not going to tell Barrett anything you don't want him to.
He's on this kick about the rights of the child.
Now, are you sure that the child is the only thing he wants to claim?
No, it isn't just the baby.
You know, I can't blame the guy, you know, because, I mean, he loves you. And it's hard to give up someone that you love.
I know that, Jeb.
I know. And I know you know that. It's just that, are you sure that you don't want to tell Barrett the truth? Because if you do, this is the time to tell him right now before the wedding. Before you make a commitment that's going to back Ryan out of your life forever.
Now, Mr. Lawrence, we have to make it look like you've had a really wonderful night. Hi.
Hello. You, caught me raiding a refrigerator.
Go ahead and raid.
Well, I thought I'd fix a little snack because I didn't know what time you'd be getting in.
You don't have to stop on my account, darling.
You said something about getting in late. Something about business.
I finished my business a little early. Where's Elliot?
Dad? Oh, he turned in early because he was tired. He said something about having an emotionally exhausting day. I had an emotionally exhausting day, let me tell you.
You should relax, darling.
I'm so glad you took care of business early.
So am I.
Hey, you know what I think?
What?
I think that I should open a bottle of wine for the two of us. What do you think? I'll be right back. Yes?
I, had something else in mind.
You did, huh?
Much better than wine.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.